How's it going, guys? Welcome to the FM Dugout for episode 5 of Restoration Project Rangers. So last episode we played Motherwell in the League Cup semi-final, which we won to get through to the final, where I wasn't sure if we were playing Celtic or Hearts. Well, now we know it's Celtic, our oldest rivals. The old firm rivalry rekindled in this episode a lot earlier than expected. I didn't really think we would do that well this year in the Cups, and there's obviously the chance that Celtic could get put out before we play them. However, we've drawn them and it's in the final, so it should be a really tasty game today. We've also potentially got Celtic in the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. Now, we have to get past Hibs in a replay. Celtic have to get past Ross County in their replay before we can fight it out for the place in the final. Now, the Scottish Cup is the one that is more important because it has continental qualification. Obviously, Rangers were banned from European qualification for 3 years. Not that they got close to it in real life anyway. They never won the Scottish Cup or got to the Scottish Cup final. So that was one of my kind of targets this year, was to see whether we could get European football next season to boost our finances. As you can see, our finances here have dropped rather substantially, and that's because we're paying off the £5 million gift loan, which is due to be paid off, I think, in June, so things should improve at that point. Since the last episode, we have won the Scottish Championship, winning it in February with a 2-0 win over Queen of the South. At the moment, we are now 30 points clear of second place Falkirk with a game in hand. We've drawn 2 games now. The ticker will have the details. We've slipped a bit recently. One reason is I've been playing weekend sides in the league, giving some other sort of fringe players and youth players a bit of a go. Plus, I've been trying to keep people fit for today's match against Celtic, which I'm pleased to say we have a fully fit squad, and we should be in really good condition for today's game. The transfer window closed and we did make one signing, Casey Palmer, who was on loan for a total of 10 days before we decided to buy him. And we managed to get him. It's not a great deal. Chelsea will get 50% of the profit from the 425k fee that we put in. They get 80k if we get promoted, and 50k I think after I can't remember how many league games it was. Where is it? Casey Palmer, 45k after another 46 league appearances, so it's 45k after 50 appearances. So not the greatest, but I think he's played really well so far and his skills are already improving. I think he's going to be a fantastic signing. If we can hold on to him, great. If we can't, I'm sure we'll make a decent profit, albeit we'll lose half of it to Chelsea. Nicky Law and Cammy Bell have now left the club, so it's freed up a bit more of our wages. So guys, without any further ado, we'll get to the main event here, which is our match against Celtic. Now, it looks as though they play a very similar formation to our own, and that will have a bearing on my team selection today, which I've already done in advance. I am likely to play Fulton in this position. Again, as I've said before, it allows me to pull Volks back and pull Fulton back to make the midfield pairing with Holt. It just depends on how the game is going. As you can see, in terms of the last 5 games, Martin Waghorn has had a dip, so he's now at 6.8 in the last few games, now up to 41 goals in 35 starts, 3 sub appearances. But you can see the 2 wingers are, they're playing like strikers, to be honest. So we have a really good formation working for us here. No other news really to talk about here, so I think we will just get straight into today's match. And I will remember to turn down the match speed. Way, finally done it. So pundits are going for a penalty shootout. I really don't want that. I do not care about Stevie Aitken. I do not care about Chris Commons. Okay, Celtic wearing their change top, which is a bit strange. I would have expected the classic white and green hoops against us in blue, but oh well. So I am now going to tell us to just close everyone down. We do seem to have the fitness levels to do it, and I think it will just put that little bit of pressure on their back line. My God, that's a lot of things to choose from. God, I don't know which one to choose. Good luck. Keep the run going. This one? Not too bad at all. A lucky dip, I think. So let's fill in the gaps, telling the boys assertively we have faith in them. I don't know what to expect from today's game. I don't think Celtic are particularly strong, but we'll see soon enough. So shooting from left to right at Hampden, and well, so far we've got most of the possession in the first 10 minutes. Celtic with a few more shots on goal than us. Really, you can't tell too much just looking at the stats. You just have to see how the highlights go. So Celtic now with a chance here. Ren Adelaide with the shot. Should have done a lot better there. He's dragged that wide. Just seeing the number of chances Celtic are having at the moment, I am tempted to go to the slightly more defensive formation just now. Still keeping it on attacking, because I think we want to break with pace. But certainly just giving that back line a bit more protection. Who's that boy there? Is it Stuart Armstrong who's playing just behind the striker? So obviously Chris Cobbins, it said beforehand, wasn't able to play. Chris Cobbins is the thorn in Rangers' side of certainly recent years when we played them, so good news that he's missed today's game. Nadir Chiefty with the ball forward to Armstrong, to Griffiths, wide to Ren Adelaide, and it looks as though they're trying to get the overlap, but that's a big ball back to Craig Gordon. Launches it forward, Lustig unchallenged, and it's lifted over the top. Chiefty whips it in, and Lee Griffiths puts it away. He sneaks in between our two centre backs and puts the ball in for a 1-0 lead for Celtic. And to be honest, looking at the stats, that's probably a fair reflection of how the game has gone. Our players just aren't really performing. I'm not going to say they're doing fine, because they're not. They've been pretty poor, to be honest. And we'll go back out, we'll see if we can get them motivated, and we might have to change things around personnel or formation wise. We'll just have to see how it goes. Certainly we want to push forward as early as we can to try and pull a goal back. Mackay whips it across, and there we go. Omar Rowe, 4 minutes into the second half, scores his 20th goal of the season to draw level 1-1. Now hopefully we'll have the momentum from there to push on and see whether we can get another goal. Here's Rowe with the corner, whips it into the centre. Fulton's up there. Holt nods it down to Waghorn. Can he get his first Old Firm goal? Mackay and Gordon tipping it wide, probably going wide anyway. Another corner, this time to Fulton. Oh, don't know what happened there. That looked like a decent shot at goal. Clearly it wasn't on target. So 60 minutes. Waghorn and Fulton not playing particularly well. Holt is tiring but is playing better than Fulton. Do you know what? I think I'm going to go for it here. Fulton is one of our best players, but I know with Robert Skov, he is pretty decent in that position to get some chances away. I cannot take Waghorn off for Hardy, even though he's not playing well. The number of goals he's scored this season, there's every chance he will get a goal at some point in today's game. So we'll go for it a bit more here. We'll meet them in the middle, play exactly the same formation as they are, and see who comes out on top. So Mulgrew will probably launch it long. Nope, Scott Brown playing some passing. Is that Ryan Gold? I think they've got Ryan Gold. For those of you who don't know, Ryan Gold is, you know, the kind of future Scottish football superstar at Sporting Lisbon, probably known to those who play Football Manager enough. And Scott Brown fills in the box. So 15 minutes to go and level pegging, and the game is pretty even. The one thing this has given me is confidence for next year, because if Celtic aren't that far ahead of us, we could stand a good chance next season when we go up if we can make some good signings. Barry Mackay. Well, I thought it was Barry Mackay was looking nervous. It's Jay Fulton. Very nervous from Wes Foderingham. Doesn't bode well if it goes to penalties. The team is tiring, so probably what I'll do is take away some of these instructions to close down, and also just given how late on in the game it is, we don't want a red card here, so I'll go back to normal now. And I've just realised I haven't given the guys a team talk. Oh well, that's good. Hopefully they'll know what's required of them anyway. It could well be that we go to penalties here, which honestly, the number of times I've done live comms where I've gone to penalties is pretty ridiculous. So we're approaching halfway now of extra time. Now might be the time to start looking at who we have on the bench. Going to have to start the half in order to get in to see it. If we have a look at our penalty takers, it looks good for us. If we can get Ryan Hardy on, possibly in place of Barry Mackay, and play Waghorn as an inside forward, that might be the change we go for just before full time, and it might help us. I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot. We're probably going to lose a goal shortly after coming out of here. Casey Palmer's fairly good. Yeah, I think that's probably what we'll go with, so we'll just cancel this for now. Hopefully I'll be able to catch the clock before it gets to 120 minutes. But yeah, there's not been a lot happening in this game. I think we've just been cancelling one another out. So we're now at 116 minutes. Barry Mackay scored that many goals this year that I really, again, didn't really want to take him off. Jason Holt, 9, composure 14. It's composure's the kind of key feature there. So we'll bring on Hardy, and we'll put Waghorn out wide on the right as an inside forward. He might be able to score from there, who knows. Maybe Hardy will score with a couple of minutes to go. But I think it looks like penalties is definitely going to be the outcome, and it is. So I assume that they would probably just carry on with the same order if I didn't change things around, but we'll go with this for now. There's our 5 selected penalty kick takers. A lot of pressure on Hardy. He's only been in the pitch a few minutes really, and now he's been asked to score the first penalty against Celtic in the League Cup Final. So let's see whether or not he can handle that pressure and beat Craig Gordon. Bit of delaying tactics here going on by Hardy, just acting as though he doesn't care. Is he just going to turn around and shoot? Is anyone going to do anything? It seems to happen quite a lot this in penalties. Here we go. Craig Gordon just did not move. That was a good penalty. Now Scott Brown up against Foderingham, and Foderingham makes the save. Could not have asked for a better start. Waghorn now slots it home. Was expecting him to power it home, but maybe it's just because of the importance of the game. But we're now 2 up. Pressure on Griffiths here. And that's a good penalty up into the top corner. So at least keeping the pressure up on us. As long as we keep scoring ours, we've won. So it's now Tavernier. Craig Gordon came very close with that one. Just snuck in there between the keeper and the post. Near beat on now. And he's missed. He's hit the post. Fortunately didn't hit Foderingham and go back into the net. Rowe with a chance to win it now. And in off the crossbar. We've done it. Wow. So League Cup done. Restoration project is well underway. I've got to say, to be honest, I mean, Mark Warburton has done the majority of the work with this squad. He's got Foderingham, Tavernier, Ball, Wilson, Holt, Waghorn. I've added a few of the players there, but the majority of this squad was put together by him. I'm not happy with your performance. Yeah, okay, really don't want to say that. There we go. So, unexpected silverware or expected? What do you think? Leave a comment and let me know. Hopefully we'll play Celtic in the Scottish Cup semi-final if we can beat Hibs. Actually, well, to be honest, if Ross County win, I wouldn't complain. As I say, the Scottish Cup is the one that we want to get into the Europa League next year, or at least the sort of qualification phase of it. But yeah, absolutely chuffed with that. There's not too long left to go in the season. I will not be covering any more games in the league, so the only more episodes we're going to get will be Scottish Cup games. Again, I'm not going to cover the Wraith Rovers match. Get this season done, get up into the top division and continue with the restoration project. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series. If you like this episode, make sure you leave a like and a comment. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And until the next time, I'll see you when I see you.